I'm Mahin, and this is your Bellydance Quickie. Today we are going to talk about a stretch and what that stretch can do for some of your Bellydance movements. So the stretch we're going to be doing is for the hip flexor muscles on the front of your hip right here where your thigh comes up and meets your hip, and also for your psoas, which is a much deeper muscle running from the low back down here and down diagonally through the pelvis and onto the interior part of the thigh. So for this, what we're going to use is a runner's lunge stretch plus an extra stretch across. So for this, we're going to set up in a lunge position. We're going to take 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. We want to keep the hips both facing forward. You're going to bend this back leg. You're on the ball of the foot, and you can adjust your length here, right here, to get a stretch across the quads and up here through the hip flexors. Now, if you push the hips forward, you're going to maximize your stretch right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make it longer if you'd like. And from here, you're going to take the same arm as a leg that is extended back, up, and then you're going to stretch over. And this will help you to also stretch your psoas a little further. And come back, and come up. And of course, we have to do that on the other side. So go ahead and set up again. And set up your lunge, hips forward, follow the foot, bend that knee a little bit, and make sure these hips are forward, arm up, press forward through the hip. Adjust your length if you want to, and come down. All right, so there's the stretch. So what can that help us with? Well, anytime we have anything that opens the hips forward in this direction, if you are tight right here across your hip flexors, which we often are because we sit a lot in our culture, we do sitting for driving, sitting for work, and that can all affect our movement right here. So just a few of the movements that you can feel the tightness right here affecting you are, for one, for a basic Egyptian. If we step and open this way, we have to open the hip right here, and also in your standing leg, you'll feel that you have the same group of muscles being stretched right there. So here, it will affect the kind of the swing open that you can get on your basic Egyptian. And of course, anything where hips come forward. For example, like a camel, right here. If they're very tight, as you approach the front of your camel, then this here can also keep your camel from coming much more forward. So that would be in the case of a lot of tightness. But there's your camel right there. We have to open those hips up. And also for the front of a larger hip circle, right here. So here, if this is too tight, your hip circle might not come out quite as far as forward as you want if you're looking for a large hip circle. And one of the more extreme examples of where you might find a problem with that is if you'd like to do back bends. Because if you're going to be in a back bend position, if you're going to, especially if you want to do a one-legged back bend, which is what I prefer, if you're here and you come back, of course some of the curve is coming from your spine, but some of it's coming from your leg and from the bend at your knee and at your hip here. So you have to lift up and out, and right here you have to be quite open. So normally we would do this way to the audience, but if I do this way, that way you can see what's going on here. Right here, this area here has to be available to be open, so you can use that to contribute to the depth of your back bend. So this stretch here that I showed you in the beginning of this segment for the hip flexors and for the psoas will help all of those things. If you're experiencing some small movement size in any of those particular skills, then that may be something that helps you out. So that's what I have for you today, and if you are not familiar with the other days of the Bellydance Quickies, take a look in the box down there and check it out. And if you haven't yet gotten your pre-order in for my new DVD coming in February, along with 3/4 shimmies,